welcome to the Whispering Woods. Hello, kids! Today's adventure is all about a boy determined to prove his worth through knowledge and kindness. Are you ready? Then let's begin. The morning sun bursts over the Canopy Kingdom, painting the leaves in 1,000 shades of emerald and gold, the kind of day that promised excitement, and for a quick-witted young wildcat named Jasper, maybe a little too much excitement. Jasper, with his striking stripes and boundless energy, was trying to balance 6 ancient, heavy scrolls on his head while walking backward across a narrow, rickety log bridge spanning a gurgling, crystal-clear stream. See, Lynx, I told you I could do it. Discipline, order, and self-belief. He cheered, wobbling dramatically, his big, expressive eyes wide with competitive zeal. Standing nervously on the bank was his best friend, Kael, a sleek, cautious lynx cub whose sharp, pointed ears twitched with anxiety. Kael was holding a meticulously drawn map, every line straight, every symbol labeled. Jasper, this isn't about balance. It's about getting to the library. Elder Ollie said the journey requires respect for the path, not just daring. Kael worried, smoothing down the edges of the map with great care. Elder Ollie, a famously wise gray-horned owl, was the keeper of the most magnificent, yet hidden, repository of knowledge in the entire canopy, the Calculated Curiosity. A legendary library said to be built not in a building, but integrated into the very logic of the forest's most complex structures. Their mission was crucial: retrieve a specific, highly technical blueprint needed to stabilize the Great Clockwork Bridge. Before the seasonal storms hit, suddenly, one of the scrolls slipped. Jasper made a dramatic, acrobatic leap, catching it just inches above the water, but in the process, he accidentally swung his tail and smacked Kael's perfectly organized map right into the swift current. Oops, my mistake, my bad, Kael. But look at the hang time, Jasper said with a wide, apologetic, but slightly smug grin, flexing a paw. Kael gasped, his usual cautious composure shattering into a look of absolute horror. Jasper, that wasn't just a map. Elder Ollie spent 3 days drawing the precise mathematical path through the vine mazes. Now how will we find the Calculated Curiosity? It's completely hidden by high-tech camouflage and sonic dampeners. Jasper, seeing the genuine distress in his friend's eyes, finally realized the gravity of his mistake. His lack of order and discipline had jeopardized their entire mission. A deep sense of gratitude for Kael's planning expertise washed over him, mixed with sudden shame. I'm sorry, Kael, truly, we have to go back. Jasper mumbled, his ears drooping, losing his usual confidence swagger entirely. Kael shook his head, looking determined despite the initial panic. No time. The storms arrived by sunset. Elder Ollie taught us the path is never lost if you truly respect the geometry of the world. We must proceed. We'll rely on my memory and your fast thinking. Kael then focused intently, remembering Ollie's first lesson. The library's location was hidden behind a series of non-magical, complex technological puzzles designed to test intellect, honesty, and empathy, not strength. They ventured deeper into the whispering thicket, the air growing thick with humidity and the metallic tang of hidden machinery. The first hurdle was a gate of shifting logic, a wall of ancient, heavy metallic blocks that continually rearranged themselves based on ambient forest sounds. A sign above read, only the honest heart finds the pattern. Order brings success. Jasper immediately tried to shove the blocks apart with pure force, grunting and straining, his fur bristling. This is a job for brute strength and speed, he declared, pushing against the solid granite block. Kael quickly pulled him back. Stop. Ollie said cleanliness and observation are key. Look at the moss on the blocks. Kael pointed out that only 3 specific blocks were vibrating faintly and had no moss growth, suggesting they were the only movable ones, and they seemed to be pulsing in time with the nearby stream's current. Kael quickly drew a diagram in the dirt, recognizing the pattern was an inversion of the stream's flow rate, which Ollie had taught them was measurable by a simple harmonic motion, using a twig and a small stone. Kael carefully measured the tiny, subtle vibrations, a display of great discipline and focus. There, the pattern is a 4-2-2-1 sequence. Push the non-vibrating blocks in that exact ratio. Kael directed. Jasper, showing respect for Kael's knowledge, swallowed his pride and pushed the heavy, silent blocks precisely when Kael commanded. Clunk whoosh! The metallic blocks were shifted and a perfectly clear, triangular archway opened up, revealing a tunnel beyond, illuminated by warm, bioluminescent fungi. Wow, Kael! That was pure brain power. I thought it needed a catapult. Jasper exclaimed, truly impressed, his tail now wagging with renewed excitement, his initial selfishness fading away. Kael simply smiled, a moment of profound true friendship shining between them. Inside the tunnel, they faced the trial of echoing empathy. The path split into 5 identical-looking dark passages. A deep, echoing voice boomed, choose the path that reflects the deepest empathy. Only kindness lights the way. Jasper wanted to rush into the middle passage, assuming it was the fastest. But Kael held him back. Wait, Ollie told me about this. It's a technological test of ethical choice, not chance. He pointed to 3 small, identical clay pots placed at the entrance of each path, each containing a tiny, wilting flower. The first pot needs more water than it can hold, the third is too dry, and the middle one is perfectly fine. The path of empathy isn't about saving the most desperate, but about responsible care. Kael, thinking carefully about gratitude and striving for education, the 2 things Ollie valued most, concluded that the passage must be the one that offered the most balanced solution, reflecting responsible use of resources. He gently took a small sip of water he was carrying and poured a single, controlled drop into each of the 5 pots before moving on. Whoosh! The 4th passage, which they hadn't considered, suddenly glowed with a soft, warm light. The flower next to it instantly blooming vibrant blue. It wasn't about the quantity of help, Jasper, but the equal distribution of care. The choice of the 4th path was the logical output of responsible behavior. Kael explained, his voice filled with intellectual triumph. Jasper looked on with wide-eyed admiration. That's incredible. Kael, you see the logic in everything. I would have just dumped my whole canteen in the driest pot, he admitted, feeling a rush of respect for his friend's disciplined mind. The glowing path led them to a vast cavern where, suspended high above, was the calculated curiosity itself, a sprawling complex of interconnected observation decks, automated pulley systems, and silent robotic arms, all carved from highly polished, non-reflective obsidian, integrated so seamlessly into the massive ceiling of the cave that it was nearly invisible. Elder Ollie, his eyes shining with intelligence and warmth, sat on the main observation platform, polishing a complex optical lens. Welcome, Jasper and Kael. Ollie hooted softly, his voice echoing gently. I knew you would make it, Kael, through your discipline and order. But Jasper, tell me, how did you find the honesty to trust Kael's logic over your own instinct? Jasper stood up tall, looking directly into Ollie's wise eyes. Elder Ollie, I realize that true courage isn't about being the fastest or the strongest. It's about having the humility and kindness to admit when someone else knows better, and to work together. Kael's order saved us. Ollie nodded, his gaze full of pride. The key to the library is not hidden in a scroll, but in the true friendship you both displayed. The specific blueprint you need, the A7 stabilizer schematic, is located in the highest logic bay. He explained that the only way up was through the spiral of learned ascent, a massive, smooth, metallic helix that can only be activated by 2 minds, simultaneously solving a final complex riddle. The riddle, displayed on a glowing, crystalline screen, was not about history or language, but a highly complex mathematical equation involving nonlinear kinematics, a true test of education and intellectual striving. Jasper immediately tried to solve it by guessing numbers, but Kael gently placed a reassuring paw on his shoulder. Remember the lesson, Jasper, order first. They worked together, Kael quickly setting up the equations framework based on Ollie's advanced geometry lessons, while Jasper, with his quick spatial reasoning, provided the necessary variable input, the angle of the moon's reflection on the stream they had crossed earlier, a detail Kael had nearly missed in his focus on the numbers. Their teamwork, combining Kael's methodical discipline and Jasper's quick, observant nature, was the perfect synergy. With a whoosh ka-chunk, the helix spun, smoothly lifting them high above the cavern floor. They retrieve the schematica thick, rolling map covered in complex, non-magical engineering diagrams. They return to the Great Clockwork Bridge just as the first massive thunder had rolled in, the wind starting to howl. Using the blueprint and working tirelessly, Kael directed the installation of the stabilizing components, while Jasper surprisingly focused and organized used his strength to move the heavy metallic gears into place exactly as instructed, showing respect for Kael's expertise and the mission. They secured the bridge with seconds to spare, just as the storm broke, proving that even a small act of discipline and true friendship can save the day. Sometimes, one brave step is all it takes to start an epic adventure. Learn from their story, remember the value of honesty, kindness, and respect. Let your heart choose honesty and your actions choose kindness. The Whispering Woods has finished today's adventure. But guess what? Even more fun is coming soon. Subscribe so you can join us on the next big adventure. Tap the bell, we'll be waiting for you in the forest.